A number of years ago, there was a video of a woman. She's talking to her boyfriend, and she says, I feel all this pressure, I have headaches, I can't sleep. She seems like she's hopeless. Her boyfriend looks at her, he looks a little confused, and he says, well, you know, you could take the nail out of your head. And then she turns and you realize she has a nail sticking out of her head. And she wants to talk about anything and everything except the thing that's actually gonna make her unstuck. Unfortunately, this is also true with a lot of us. We are walking around most of the time with a nail in our head. Sometimes our nail is just as obvious as it is in this video. We know what it is, we're just not dealing with it. Sometimes it's a little less obvious. But our nail is the thing that's keeping us stuck, and until we remove it, we're not gonna reach our full power. So nails can kind of fall into 4 buckets. The first one is bad habits that we have that are keeping us from reaching our full potential. The second one is unresolved past experiences that we might have had a long time ago that we just have compartmentalized and we haven't dealt with them. The third one is rules or assumptions. This is the way your life needs to go. You have to do this first. Your parents want you to do that. You know, all these constraints we put on ourselves with our own rules. And the fourth one is fear. And it's fear that's keeping you stuck. So in my case, it was a job that I didn't like, but I was afraid to leave, so I stayed in the job. You could be in a relationship that you shouldn't be in, and you're afraid to leave, so you stay in the relationship. Or it could be really any decision that you want to make, but you're afraid, and so you just stay paralyzed. It's just like you're thinking in that video, why doesn't the girl just pull the thing out, right? Why is this complicated? There's 2 reasons. The first one is we haven't admitted that we have one. And so the first way to pull your nail out of your head is to speak your truth. So let me just give you an example. So I have a close friend of mine, and she has insomnia. It controls her life. She can only sleep a few hours a night. She's tired all day. So she goes to the doctor. The doctor has her fill out all this stuff. What are you eating? What are you drinking? What time are you going to bed? All these different things. The doctor says to her, hey, I have good news for you. I know how you can cure your insomnia. The doctor says to her, you could stop drinking 4 to 5 glasses of wine within an hour of you going to bed. That'll help your insomnia. And she says, that's a horrible idea. She goes and sees 4 more doctors, and then she ends up with a plethora of medicine she keeps in her cabinet. And then what she does is she proceeds to build a helmet around her nail. So she basically has all these drugs she takes. She goes to bed at a certain time. She can't be out late. During the day, she needs naps. She's tired all the time. So her energy goes into protecting this nail that's in her head rather than pulling it out. The reason we don't pull it out, as I said, first is we haven't admitted to ourselves that we have the problem. So we haven't said out loud, I have a problem with alcohol, or I'm in a relationship that I shouldn't be in, or a job that's not giving me energy. So to remove the nail, the first thing is to start by speaking your truth. And this is half of the battle right here. The second reason that we don't pull the nail out is life is going to get worse first. So if you think of this as the pattern of your life, where at any given time you're going to reach a plateau, and the path to get to the next plateau involves something that's going to get worse first. And these nails go on, and the way to pull them out is going to almost always involve something that's going to be uncomfortable at first, because change always is. So if you leave a job, if you end a relationship, if you try to address one of your really bad habits, things are going to get worse first. But the path to reaching the next height, you're going to have to deal with that downward path first. And then you're going to reach another plateau, and you'll have another one. Realize that everything that you want is on the other side of worse first. Everything that you want is often on the other side of the thing that you fear right now. Think about the thing that you fear, and that's the thing you should be going at. That's where your work is right now. Principle 1, if you want to live your life at full power, the promise I would ask you today to make to yourselves is to take the nail out of your head.